everyone, my name is Giovanna Proença, and today we're going to talk about Learn C with Scratch Operators Part 1. So here the purpose of this problem is not focusing on Scratch, but actually in C language, okay? So I hope you enjoy it. If you want to get the solution to these problems and also an ebook on how to become a developer in 2021, click on the description below. So let's start in here. This first problem is saying what? So we're going to set counter to 1 and we're going to do 10 repetitions and then we're going to check the condition. So if counter is greater than 5, we're going to print I'm greater than 5. And if the counter is not greater than 5, we're going to print just the value of counter, okay? And then we're going to change the value of counter in each iteration. If you're not familiar with loops and if and else conditions, take a look at our videos that we made about these subjects, okay? So here the purpose is focusing on this green part here, the operators. So let's start our code. So first we have to include the stdio.h library, okay? And we have to start our int main void function. And what are we going to do? So here we're going to do a loop, right? Because we're saying 10 repetitions. So let's create this loop. So for int counter. So what is the first value of counter? It's 1, okay? So we're going to initialize here as 1. Counter less than or equals to 10 because we're doing 10 repetitions. And then we're going to change the counter by 1. So we have to use counter plus plus, okay? And in here, what are we going to do? So the first condition is if counter is greater than 5. So we can just write it down in here. So if counter is greater than 5, what are we going to do? We're going to printf I'm greater than 5 and go to the next line. Okay, and what is the else condition? So else printf the value of counter. So how can we print the value of counter? We have to use the %i, that is the placeholder for the counter variable. Okay, so let's see how it goes in here. So make p, everything running okay. Let me clear here, ./p, and we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the values that are greater than 5 we're printing I'm greater than 5, I'm greater than 5, I'm greater than 5, I'm greater than 5, and I'm greater than 5. Okay, so now let's go to the second problem. So basically the second problem is saying what? We're going to do 10 repetitions, but we're not going to print I'm greater than 5. We're going to print I'm less than 5, and the condition here is counter less than 5. So we can just change in here. Since here we're using greater, we can use less, and we can just change this statement. So I am less than 5. Okay, so when we do make p and ./p, now we can see that it changed the pattern. So it's printing I'm less than 5, I'm less than 5, I'm less than 5, I'm less than 5. And since 5 is greater than 5, it's equals to 5, it's not less anymore, we're going to print the value of counter. Okay, now let's go to the next problem. In here, we're going to say if counter is equals to 5, okay? So here, when we are comparing things in programming, we always use double equals, okay? We use a single equals when we are assigning values to variables, and in here we're going to use equals when we're comparing. So we're checking if counter is equals to 5, okay? And we're going to say I am number 5. Okay, so let's see how it happens. So make p, okay, and ./p. So it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because we set here this condition. Okay, then let's see the next problem. Now we're going to check more conditions, not only one, because by now we are checking if, oops, I changed it here. Oh my God. Let me just change this set counter. Yes, I changed it here, but now everything is okay. So basically, now we're just checking one condition, but we can check more than one condition, okay, in the same if conditions. So in here, for example, we have what? We have set counter to 1, as we're already doing, a loop that is going to loop 10 times, and we're checking if counter is greater than 5 and counter is less than 8, okay? So here we're going to have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm between 5 and 8. I'm between 5 and 8, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. Instead of just having one condition, we're going to have two conditions in the same if, okay? And in this case, it's an AND. So first, let's say counter greater than 5, okay? And we're going to put what? Another condition, counter less than 8. How can we use the AND in here? The AND in C language is different than Python, for example, where we can just write AND. But the C language doesn't understand. What is AND for C language is when we use this symbol here twice, okay? So when we use this symbol here, we're saying AND, okay? It's the AND operator in C language. So here we're going to check if counter is greater than 5 and less than 8, okay? So this condition is only going to be satisfied if both conditions are true. So we're just going to enter this if the counter is greater than 5 and if the counter is less than 8, okay? And here we're going to say what? So I am between 5 and 8, right? So let's check in here and see how it goes. So make p dot / p, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So since 6 is greater than 5 and less than 8, we're going to print I am between 5 and 8. Since 7 is greater than 5 and less than 8, we're going to print I am between 5 and 8. And then the 8 doesn't satisfy this expression anymore. So we're going to print again the values, okay? Now we're going to do basically the same, okay? But now using the OR. We're going to keep having a different message for number 6 and 7, but now we're going to use the OR in here. So we have if counter is equal to 6 or counter is equal to 7, we're going to print this. How can we do this in here? So basically we're going to say counter equals 6, right? And counter equals 7, equals 7. And in C language, the OR operator is this one, these two bars, okay? These parallel bars in here. So we're saying if counter is equal to 6 or counter is equal to 7, we're going to enter in this condition here, okay? And the OR operator, only one of these conditions must be true. So if a number it's number 6, it cannot be number 7, but it's okay. We're going to enter this if condition the same way because the OR operator just want one of these two conditions to be true, okay? So let's see how it goes. Let me save it. And here we're going to do make p clear and dot / p, and we have again the same result, okay? Because here 6 it's equal to 6, but it's not equal to 7, but it's okay, it's going to be equal to 6, one condition is satisfied, and 7 is not equal to 6, but is equal to 7, so we're going to enter in this condition the same way, okay? And now, let's see in here, we have a couple more exercises to do. So in this problem here, we're going to say what? So we're saying set counter the same look, but here we're saying if not counter equals to 5, we're going to print I am not number 5, else we're going to print 5. So basically what we have in here is I'm not number 5, I'm not number 5, and the number are changing. When we reach 5, it's going to print 5, and then we're going to come back printing I'm not number 5, okay? How can we do this not operator in C language? So the not operator in C language, it's just, so remember, when we want to say that things are equals, we're comparing things. So for example, if counter is equal to 5, we're checking if counter is equal to 5, right? But when we want to say when not counter equals to 5, we just change this first equals here to a exclamation point, okay? And this is going to make this not operator for us. And we're going to say I am not number 5, okay? So the only condition where we're going to else, it's when the number is 5. The other conditions counter, for example, 1 is different than 5, so we're going to, this condition is going to be satisfied, and we're going to enter in here. So make p dot / p, and that's what we have. So 1, it's I'm not number 5, 2, I'm not number 5, 3, I'm not number 5, 4, I'm not number 5. When we have counter equals to 5, we're just going to print the value 5, and in the other cases, we're going to print this message in here, okay? And now, let's go to our last problem, okay? That is doing what? So in here, we're going to say work with something that is called module. So module is the remainder of a division, okay? So let's take in here, so division module, and I'm gonna put here an image. So basically we have a division in here, okay? So for example, 10 divided by 3. The quotient is going to be 3 because 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, okay? So we can divide by 3. And the remainder is going to be 1. The module here is going to give us the remainder, the value of the remainder, okay? I don't know if it's remainder or reminder. I am always confused with that, so I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Leave a comment in here on the video. So basically we're checking if the counter module 2 is equals to 0. So we're checking if we divide the value of counter by 2, if this division is going to have a remainder equals to 0. If it is, we're going to say I'm an even number, else we're just going to print the value of counter, okay? But it should be an odd number basically. So how can we do this? The structure will be the same, but we're going to change the if and else condition. Here, instead of counter not 5, we're going to say counter module, the module operator, it's a percent, okay, 2 is equals to 0. And here we're going to say what? We're going to say I am even number, okay? But before we do this, let me just show you how it works. So for example, int 10 divided by 2. Oops, int reminder, okay? 10 divided by 2, and we do printf %i, go to next line, r. So what is the remainder of this division? So 10 divided by 2 is equals to 5, and we have no remainder, right? So if you take a look in here, so make p dot / p, it's 0. But what if we have here 11? So 11 divided by 2 is going to be, the quotient is going to be 5, but the remainder is going to be 1, okay? So let's see here, make p, and the remainder is 1. So this is what we're going to do here in this if and else condition. But in this case, we're going to check if it's an even number or not. That's why we're dividing by 2. Because if it's an even number, the division by 2 is going to be 0. And if it's not an even number, it's an odd number, this is not going to be true, okay? So let's see in here, make p clear dot / p, and we have here 1, I am an even number, 3, I'm an even number, 5, I'm an even number, 7, I'm an even number, 9, I'm an even number, okay? Module, it's very powerful, it's a very powerful tool you're going to use as a programmer, so I hope this helped you out, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this content and see you in the next video. Bye bye.